Everyone loves outlining their house with Christmas lights, am I right? Whether it's your windows, your doors, your garage, or even the entire house, it looks amazing. However, most of the time, you have to do it Griswold style by stapling down the lights or using some other destructive method. For some, that's fine. But for others like me, maybe you have brand new siding and don't dare put a single scratch in it. So what do? Well, today I'm going to be showing you how I outline the windows and doors in my light display without drilling holes or using staples, but by using magnets. So let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome back to another What the Prop video. For those of you that are new here, welcome to the channel. My name is Nick and thank you for watching. And this series, What the Prop, is all about investigating individual props in my light show, taking a look at how they're built, how I designed them, so you can build them for your own light display. Today we're looking at house outlines, or really any prop you want to put on your house, and how to secure it without causing damage. I'm going to first explain how I came up with the design for my window and door outlines, and also explain the different items I use to secure them. Then we'll go take a look outside and see how they're set up, so you can get a better understanding of how they work. So back in 2020, when I started my light show, the very first prop I wanted to add was window outlines, since they seem pretty cheap and simple to set up. However, I had no idea how to build props back then, and I also had no idea about how I was going to secure pixels around a window. We also had really old siding then. It was ugly wooden siding, so my dad gave me permission to just drill into it and do whatever I wanted. So that's basically what I did. I took Boscoyo strip that is meant to hold pixels, and I put bullet pixels in it every 4 holes apart, so it was 4-inch spacing. And then I took the strip and made a window outline with it, and then at the corner of the square that I just made, I screwed it right into the siding. It actually worked out pretty well, it just wasn't good for the siding, but it allowed me to make some perfectly straight squares for each of the windows, and I never had any problems with them falling down. The only thing I would recommend, no matter how you're securing your lights around your windows, is using square pixels instead, since when you put them into Boscoyo strip, or any type of strip, they're much flatter like this, so they could sit on a wall easier. Now if you took bullet pixels like I did and still do, and put that in the strip, you now have a much bigger item that you can't really push flat against the house. It still works and you can still use it, but square pixels will make your life a bit easier. Now, fast forward a few years, we got brand new siding on the house, and I did not dare put a single scratch, let alone a hole, into that. So I had to come up with a new design to secure my window outlines. I re-engineered my window outlines, and I kept the square or rectangular strip outlines. I just had to find another way to mount them to the window, and I decided to use magnets. What I ended up doing is taking these washers and painting them white so they match the edging around the windows. Then I took these circular sticky pad thingies I found on Amazon, stuck them to one side of the washer, and then stuck a washer in each corner of every window. This way there's a flat surface that a magnet can attach to, but you also can't see it that well. It blends in with the window since I painted it white. Then I took these really strong magnets that I found off of Amazon, and they come with a hook or an eyelet, that way you can attach whatever you want to them. I put those magnets in each corner of every window, and now I have something that I can zip tie the corners of my strip to. This worked well for my square windows, but for the door or the garage or my rectangular window, I had to put an extra one in the middle to help the strip from drooping. So that's the end. Happy story, right? Wrong. The magnets ended up working amazingly, and they stuck to the washers perfectly. Okay, this is actually taking a lot of tension to try. Oh my goodness, yeah, they're very strong. But the sticky pads would not stay stuck on the windows, and it kept ripping them off. The problem is that since the strip on the horizontals was so long, it would start to droop a little bit in the middle, and it honestly didn't look nice. Back when I was able to just screw the strip right into the side of the house, I could get the strips so tight that they would not droop at all. But if I tried to pull the zip ties as tight as I can to stretch the strip and keep it straight, it would rip the washers right off the windows since the sticky pads weren't sticky enough. So what I decided to do to fix that issue is, instead of using sticky pads for the washers, just glue them directly to the window edging. I don't remember the exact glue that I used since it was a while ago, but I'll put it on the screen so you guys can get the same stuff if you want. And same principle, painted the washers and glued them to each corner of the window. This method works fine for me since they blend in well so they don't look ugly, and I'm going to be putting window outlines up every year, so there's no need to take them down. I will warn you though, I have not tested trying to pull the washers off now with the glue, so that may cause some damage, but at least since it's on the window edging, it won't be affecting the actual siding. It can't be that hard though, right? Right? But now that I had washers glued on each corner of the windows, I could take those magnets, put them back on there, and zip tie my strip to them. Again, I still couldn't pull them super tight and keep them exactly straight because now the magnets would just be ripped off the washers, but I was able to get them a lot tighter this time. For my longest run of horizontal strip, you'll see in a few minutes that I actually used PVC pipe to help keep it more straight. Your verticals are never really going to have a big problem since they're hanging, but your horizontals are where the lights will droop. One final thing to keep in mind, this strip is designed to shrink when it's cold out and expand when it's warm. That way, the goal is that you put your lights up when it's warmish out. The strip is a pretty big size, you attach it to everything, and then when it gets cold, it shrinks to help tighten all of your lights up. But if you're using this method with the magnets, when it tightens, it could rip the magnets right off the side of the window edging, which happened to me a few times. So when you're hanging your strip, keep that in the back of your mind, and you might want to keep it just a little bit loose so it has that room to tighten up when it gets cold out. That's really it though for... I almost hit my computer. That's about it though for how I have the window outline set up. There's not much more to them. So now we can go outside and take a look at them closer to see how they're actually set up. I will warn you, this footage is a bit old. I recorded it back in March when I was taking down my light display, and now I'm finally getting around to editing it. But let's get outside and check out these house outlines. Okay, so here's an example of a window outline up close so we could see exactly how I put them together. I will say, if you've seen any of my last few What the Prop videos, I've stated this before, the light show ended 3 months ago and a lot of stuff is still up and it's completely falling apart since I haven't maintained it. I'll be taking it down after this video. But this is the last nice window that's still fully intact from the wind and stuff. But let's start off with the strip that surrounds the window. What you have is the normal Biscoyo strip, like I was talking about, that holds the pixels and helps space them apart. You can see I'm using bullet pixels and they are spaced at 4 inches apart. It's one continuous strand that starts here at the bottom right, and all the pixels go around the window. They end here, and there's a pigtail here so I could plug in the next prop, which would have been the wreath if it was still up. A quick side note about the 2 extra pixels hanging there. Those are just there because I had to resize the window once we got new siding. They don't do anything though. I have them nulled out on the controller, so they literally just sit there and pass the data to the next prop. Don't worry about them though. So the verticals use the cheaper normal strip because it works fine for that. But the horizontals, I chose to use this chroma trim, which is thicker strip, as you could see. This thicker strip helps it to not droop as much, because if I was using one of the normal Biscoyo strips, it's a lot thinner and it would cause it to droop. But this thicker stuff, it helps it out a little bit. It is a tiny bit more expensive, but it's definitely worth it to help on your horizontals. So I have the chroma trim at the top and at the bottom for the horizontals, and normal Biscoyo strip for the sides. The normal Biscoyo strip can also be used for horizontals, though you don't have to use chroma trim. The normal Biscoyo strip has tons of uses, like for holding up Megatree pixels or outlining other things like your roof. So all of the pixels are punched into there. I counted out 4-inch spacing for every single pixel, and that's how I got the whole outline. In the corners, they're zip tied together with a ton of zip ties. I tried to get a pixel to perfectly line up in the corners to help hold the strip together, but it didn't work out. If I was to try and count out the spacing perfectly, the window would have been a little bit wider, and I probably could have ended with a pixel in each of the corners, but I didn't. I rather would have it perfectly outline the window and not have pixels in the corners. It's not really a big deal no matter which one you choose, it's just preferences. zip ties in the corners up there as well to hold it together. And then once I have the window outlined, the next step is securing it to the window. And that's where the magnet little hooks come into play. So I'll take this one off right here just to show you. All it is just this simple washer. The paint is starting to chip off of it a little bit since the magnet kind of moved around. The more I was tightening this, it kind of slid the magnet back and forth, causing the paint to chip. But these can easily be repainted, and from the road or walking around the house, you can't tell there's washers here, which makes it great. So when we're done with the light show in the off season, I don't have to try and take these off. It's not that big of a deal. Like I was saying though, these are glued on since the sticky strips, they didn't work out too well. So I don't know how hard it is to remove these. If I ever do remove them, I'll definitely make a video about it to show it off. But I'm guessing it's not gonna damage this metal or plastic or whatever it is. I don't think it's gonna damage that. And if it does make a little scratch on it, it's not like you're ruining the actual siding itself, it's just the window outline. So then I take these hooks right here. I got these off of Amazon. These are really strong magnets, and actually, I'll try and do this while holding the camera. You can unscrew these hooks right here. It is a little bit windy out, so don't mind all that. But you can unscrew the hooks and just be left with the magnet itself. That can attach onto there, and then you could put this hook onto it, or there's another style that came with it, which is like a little loop. Here you can see the example of the loop. This is on the garage outline. This can also be used to hold a zip tie, or like I did right here, I just put it right through the strip, and the strip can't come off of that now unless I unscrew this. So that's a way to save not having to use zip ties if you want it closely tight into the magnet. Any house outline uses a mix of the hooks or the little eyelets. I couldn't determine which one I liked more, but whenever I'm using a hook, what I'll do is just take some zip ties, zip tie it to the holes that are included on the strip, whether you have chroma trim or the normal Biscoyo strip for verticals or horizontals. It has zip tie holes in it, and then I just put that hook or that zip tie around the hook. Now I can't really do it when the magnet's actually hooked itself. What I normally do is take the magnet off, I hook it to a zip tie, and then I'll pull this tight over here, lock that in, and now it's hooked. I do have to fix it a little bit though, because the strip, now you can see, isn't perfectly straight. If I wanted it perfectly straight, I'd have to like adjust the zip tie and where exactly the magnet is on the washer. But it's as simple as that. And you can see over here, same thing, we have a washer there. The magnet just sticks onto that. And now that I'm taking down the show, it's really easy. I don't have to unscrew anything, just literally pull off those magnets. Now I'll show you an example of the door. On the door, I didn't use the chroma trim for the horizontal because I ran out, and you can see it's drooping a little bit, also since it's been up for so long. So that's a good example of why you should use chroma trim if you have the opportunity, or just add another hook in the middle to help hold that. Something I figured out last year though, which is what I like doing the most now for horizontals, and I wish I had the time to fix it for all the windows, is actually using PVC pipe for the horizontals. What I did here is take 1/2-inch PVC pipe, cut it to the length of the garage, and I have the magnets zip tied to the PVC pipe instead. Here you can see I have a washer there. The paint's chipped off of that one too, but the magnet is connected to that washer, and then I have another magnet here in the middle, and it's zip tied to the PVC pipe. One more on the corner, and then I have the strip zip tied to the PVC pipe, and that keeps it perfectly horizontal, and it outlines the garage very nicely. And honestly, if you were using chroma trim for this, it would make it even easier, because since you have that extra section at the top, zip tying it becomes even easier, and you don't have it trying to bend underneath the pipe like this strip is kind of doing. The chroma trim was really meant to be used to connect it to PVC pipe or rebar or whatever you want. So mixing PVC pipe and the chroma trim would make a perfect combo for a very straight outline. The only tiny downside, like I was talking about earlier in this video, is when I'm trying to tighten the strips to make them perfectly straight, when I'm not using like PVC pipe or something else, if I pull it too tight over here, it's gonna pull that magnet right off the washer. And then I'd go to fix that magnet, and then it'll pull this one off. And so you have to find a perfect balance of getting it as tight as possible without too tight to pull off the magnets. The magnets are really strong depending on the kind you get, but you do have to be careful not to pull them too tight. So that is how the entire house outlines are done for all of the windows, for the door, and for the garage. I think it's a really simple design. I like it. It's been easy to use, and I really recommend using it if you want to try and outline your windows and doors. So there you go. That's how I outline my windows, my door, and my garage without causing any damage. I hope you found this video useful, and if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll try to respond as soon as I can. Now, just a quick update for everyone. If you haven't seen my video I made from about a month ago probably, by the time this video comes out, I'm currently working at summer camp, and I've been editing a bunch of videos, putting them together way ahead of time so they can keep automatically uploading while I'm gone, and this is the last of the 3 videos that I've been working on. So next video, I hope to come to you live, not live, in a video sense. Hope to come to you from a video sense from camp and making just a cool video chatting about a bunch of things while hopefully sitting by a lake and having a nice sunset in the background. So stay tuned for that. That should be coming out in 2 weeks or so. And if it's anything like last year, I'm probably having an amazing time, even though you make like $1 an hour at best at any summer camp. And even though you get little breaks and little sleep and camp food and all these other reasons, I always have a great time working at summer camp, so I'm probably having a ton of fun by the time you're seeing this. But if I haven't been as active with comments or community posts or anything, now you know why. I should be home soon though, and that video should be coming out soon as well. But I hope this video was helpful, and if you want to check out more What the Prop videos, I recommend watching this one next. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.